Hello YouTube, I want to show you a quick mod I made on my DD Frontline Hammock. I found that when I was lying in it, getting the zips from all the way this end and pulling them all the way when I was lying down, I had to kind of do sit-ups in a hammock, and that just irritated me, and I'm quite lazy. So what I did was made up a little mod system so I could have basically a little wire pull on the inside that also wouldn't dangle in my face. So what I've done is, on the securing loops, let's see, this is the nearest one. Here, these are just on the inside of the hammock, just underneath the pole inserts. There's just a little fabric loop. You can either tie a ridge line through it, or you can put a little a key ring loop through it and then use a little clip. But all this is some black bungee that I've got from eBay, just cheap stuff. I've made this so that, if I pull it out in front of me, it's got plenty of string, plenty of bounce left into it, and you need that for this to work. So this is, if I just unclip it, this is quite simply a piece of red bungee cord with two clips on the end, and these clips are just pretty standard dog clips. From eBay. You can use carabiners or anything really, and all it is a piece of this stuff with one clip on one end and just unclip it again, well, another clip on the other, attached to a prusik knot here. And a prusik knot is just a sliding knot that when you pull on it, it locks, but you can still shift it along your line, and they're amazingly easy to make. So all I've done is attached the bungee either side, like I said, with a lot of spring in it, prusik with a little clip on it, and then this little clip, and the reason for the clip is this goes onto the zip at either end. So I'm going to show you first how this kind of actuates in the hammock, because once I'm kind of working it, it gets a little bit hard to see. So in order to put this away, as in when you're lying in a hammock, after you've zipped yourself up, all you do is, again we'll go through this one, it's the nearest, either side of the hammock, it makes no difference. You just loop this through your loop and back on itself, and then clip it to the exact same prusik. So all you've got is your prusik and a clip going all the way through this loop, back on itself and clip back on, so it's just forming a big huge loop, and that's clipped all to the prusik. And then all you do is you take your bungee and you grip your prusik and you just keep pulling the bungee through until it's too tight, and then you let go. And as you can see, both the red and the black zip together, and that keeps it out of your face. So when it's sitting in the hammock, it's sitting above here, above your head, and it's not flapping around anywhere. Right, I thought I'd jump out of the hammock because this bit's a little bit tricky to show when you're sitting in it. Every zip will have a little eyelet in it. All you need to do is take your clip and clip it on. It unzips, and that's it. So you get into your hammock, you lie back, your cord obviously stretches all the way across, so it's easy to grab hold onto, it's nice and loose, and you just yank that, and that zips up your hammock. You obviously do this from the inside zip and not the outside zip. You unclip it, and then the first thing I showed you, where you loop it back through, clip it to the prusik, stretch it out and let go, that takes all of this flappy cord and gets it up out of your way, and that's it really. So that's the how the whole thing works. Sorry I had to show you it a little bit ass backwards, it's just the way it is. But yeah, let me run inside the house now and I'll show you how to make these up. It couldn't be simpler, and it's dirt cheap. Right then, to make some of these up, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need some thin bungee. Colours aren't important. I chose some red stuff. I think this is about 3 odd millimetre thick. We'll need some thick bungee. I think this is the 5mm stuff. And we shall need, you can get away with only using one of these little clips, but I personally like to use a couple of those and a couple of little DD Hammocks carabiners, or any carabiners, they're not weight bearing. All you really need to do is your length of this bungee is going to have to be, it depends on what sort of quality bungee you get, but between 1/2 and 2/3 the length of your bugnet, or the distance between the two anchorage points. You want it to be quite taut, but you don't want it to be bowstring tight, because you're going to need some of that springiness in it in order for the whole system to work. And once you've got your length, all you need to do is tie a loop in the end, and that's just a simple overhand knot. So fold it in two, so you've got your loop, and then just do a standard overhand knot, and that's it. Just do that again, a little bit bigger. Just fold it in half, make a loop, and then feed this in and through. Boom. So once you've done that, that will give you obviously your two ends with two loops in and your bungee in between. And then all you need to do is add a carabiner to each end, and that's the kind of ridgeline version, the ridgeline part of this done. All you need to do is go and clip this into either side of your hammock. You'll have a nice tight bungee going all the way through. Well, not tight, sorry, medium sort of tension bungee going through, and that's all you need. So the next part of this, take some of the red bungee cord, or whatever colour you've picked up. The length on this is really kind of, I haven't measured it out at all, I just gave myself a decent length. You could probably use paracord for this as well, but I've just found that the bungee, once you've made up your prusik and all the rest of it, the bungee just gives it a little bit more tension, just grips everything a little bit better, so I think the bungee is probably the way to go. The first thing you'll need is a prusik knot. There's plenty of videos for this online, but in order to make this, get a section about, what's this, around about 10 inches long, and simply loop it over and knot off the end. Just again, a really simple overhand knot. He says if you can get it through, there we go. And that's the beginnings of your prusik. That's realistically all you're gonna, the only real kind of moving part you'll need for this. You'll need two of these, so let's just make up another one, roughly 10 inches. Fold in half, knot it off on the end, and that's the knot section done. I use two of these. You can again probably get away with one if you really wanted to, but having two means you can maneuver it to exactly where you need it to. For the actual the connector, as it were, just take your red bungee again, and I'm guessing, let's have a quick think about this, you're looking at roughly, I'd say 1.5 meters ish. Let's see, I'm going corner to corner on a A2 mat and folding it in two, and that's probably plenty. You don't have to worry so much about the slack you've got in this, because this is going to be taken up with your prusik and your line. So yeah, I'd say it's probably, what have we got, 12, roughly 40 inches, give or take. And cut that off. That's all we'll need for cutting implements. Let's get that out of the way. So this is just my little EDC kit. There's a video on that on my channel if you're interested in what I carry day to day. But right, now, to finish this off, we've got our two little clips. Simply feed it through the swivel, and tie it off. Oh, if I can get it over there, it's a little bit tricky because I'm trying to do it tight and to the bone. If you want to make this a lot looser, then that's absolutely fine. Makes no difference whatsoever. Clip on one end. Once that through. And tie it up, well, just tie it up on the other end. Won't make you sit through that. Then I'll throw up a quick diagram, and all we're going to have is 2 prussics on our, let's get our ridge line. 2 prussics on our ridge line. When it will stop falling all over the place, there we go. 2 prussics. One of these will clip on to the prussic. The other end of this will clip onto your zip. And then this prussic gets used to loop it back through and tension it all up. We'll show you all that in the hammock. But that's it. Nice and simple. So give it a go. If there's any questions, let me know.